Good morning. How you doing? Oh, me? Oh, I'm great. Thanks for asking. I'm barely awake. In my robe. Optimus Prime transforming. Yep. Oh, nerdrotic beanie on. Yeah. 'Cause he's awesome. Oh, this? Oh, this is just Invader coffee. It's delicious. If you'd like to check it out, link in the description. They don't pay me. I just love them. Squeaky Chair and I are up bright and early, irritating Michael the microphone, of course, to talk about something. What was it? Oh, yes. Movies. That's what we do here. Fun. And today is kind of an irritating one, unfortunately. So let's get into it. I went to see the Kingsman. Now, in fairness, the first two Kingsman movies I loved. I thought they were well done. Great acting, great action, good storyline. Fun time all around. I'm not sure they're perfect, but man, are they a fun watch. So I was super excited a while back when I heard they were doing a third one and that it was a prequel. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, but then it got delayed. You know why. But it finally now has arrived. And I was so excited. I bought my tickets early. I say tickets because I took my boy with me. And for the record, he is 17. That'll come in later in the story. So anywho, we got to the theater early, got our popcorn and drinks, and kicked back in the recliners, ready to watch a great movie. So excited were we. And then the movie started. Alright. First things first, I do not have a problem with true historical things being changed for fictional work. It doesn't bother me. If it's done well, a perfect example is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where they took a sad story about Charles Manson killing some people, and they altered it to an alternate timeline, basically. And the Kingsman, everybody that's a fan of the first two movies, of course, would love to know how everything got started. So this movie takes place in the early 1900s, and also before and during World War I. Nothing wrong with that. Fantastic if you've written a good story to base it around. Alright? The very beginning of the movie, it's good. It grabs you and draws you in. And then the garbage happens. You've got a Mary Sue, better than all the men, doing everything perfectly and just running her mouth in 2021 sensibilities towards all the male characters. Okay, it doesn't last a whole long time. The SJW garbage goes rather quickly. I could let that pass. And the storyline, per se, was not terrible. But after watching it and then thinking about it for a few days and really considering it, I realized what my biggest issue with it is. Now, let me explain something. I have a very foul mouth, unfortunately. The military taught me two things: how to shoot at people and how to curse. And I can do both extremely well, regardless of how fat I am. That being said, on this channel I try to keep it as family friendly as possible because my dear mom watches my videos. And you don't have to like that, I don't care. I'm a very abrasive person. But I don't have a problem. The point of this is I don't have a problem with foul language. It doesn't bother me, generally speaking. But when your movie is telling a story from the early 1900s, and you have the men and women using the F word constantly, that makes no sense. Now, yes, everybody knows curse words have been around as long as language. But it's unnecessary to have them be cursing to the point where for no better reason other than just to be crass. In fact, I will bring up another example of this that's happened lately. I watched The Hitman's Bodyguard when it came out, and I'm a huge Ryan Reynolds fan. And Samuel L. Jackson's okay, usually. I don't mind his stuff. Some of his stuff's really good, some of it's meh. But I enjoyed that movie. It had some language in it, had a lot of shoot 'em up, pow, pow, punch, wha. You know, it was just a good, fun movie. And then they brought out the sequel. The sequel for that movie did two things. It was The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. That's the name of it. And it had the female character be crass for no reason other than just being crass. Just for shock value. And it spoiled what could have been a good storyline. And the second thing they did, which seemed to be the point of the movie, was how many times, what can we do to make the white guy look bad? Or treat him like crap? Or talk down to him? Or just belittle him and make his character this big? Which is hard to do when you're talking about Ryan Reynolds. He's a very huge actor, he plays Ryan Reynolds in everything, and he's a funny guy. But that entire movie was crap on Whitey, and it ruined it. I had no desire to watch it a second time after watching it. In fact, I was frustrated I couldn't have my time back after watching it. Now, you may disagree, and that's fine. But you can tell when a writer is lazy and goes for a trope or some SJW sensibilities or just bad writing instead of concentrating on a great storyline. And that's what happened with Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. It was garbage. And unfortunately, it dings the Kingsman. Now, the movie, by the end of it, it was fine. Had some great action, had some great scenery, cinematography, some great points in storyline. But there's little bits in it that degrade the quality. And as an aside, the homoerotic garbage between the main character and one of the bad characters in the middle of the movie completely takes you out of the film. It was unnecessary. It was lazy. It was trying to be, in my opinion, funny. But it was not. Nobody in the theater where I was at laughed or thought it was funny. In fact, there was quite a bit of nervous people looking around like, what is this? And even my son, who's 17 years old, looked at me and said, what's going on? Well, it was so out of left field and unnecessary. It didn't better the storyline. It didn't move the goalpost or move the storyline. It was childish garbage writing. And that's unfortunate. When a teenager is like, I don't know if I want to keep watching this. This is ridiculous. And he's a normie. He's not all nerdy about movies. He loves movies. Obviously, lots of people love movies. But it completely, in the center of the movie, took him out of the escapism that movies is there for. To tell a good story. To give you a couple hours to escape your troubles and real life. To watch a good story and enjoy some popcorn and some just... Man, Hollywood, sometimes you guys are so stupid. You took a great idea and story, made 2 great movies, and a third that was just wasted. You know what? I cannot tell you should go see this movie. It's not good. And I'm not sure. I'm sure they'll make a 4th. Hopefully in our time. You know, like back to the main story of the Kingsman. But man, did they mess this one up. Unnecessary. I get it. Hollywood, there's a lot of people in Hollywood and on both coasts of America that have SJW sensibilities. And they swing for the fences. But middle America, you know, about the other 47 states, don't enjoy that garbage. How many times must you fail before you realize maybe you ought to focus on telling a good story without the junk in it? Especially when doing a historical movie based on another time period where that would not be happening. People had better sense than to act that way back in the early 1900s. Just tell a good story. Keep your sensibilities out of it. Oh, you don't believe me? How many billions of dollars is the new Spider-Man going to make because they just told a good story without the garbage in it? Marvel, anything to say? Spider-Man, a Sony movie, just outperformed every other movie you did last year put together in total in 12 days by telling a good story and by giving the fans something they wanted to see. Do you need some clip notes? The SJW garbage is ending. People don't want to see it nor enjoy it. And the only people asking for it is a few people on Twitter. How about you listen to the fans? People that actually pay to view your product. Great job, guys, on the Kingsman. What a waste. For Michael the Microphone, Squeaky Chair, and this sad nerd, we'll see you later.